to 30 by 90's production of The Last Days of Judas Iscariot, written by Stephen Adley Gurgis and directed by DeJuan James. Please take the time to turn off or silence your cell phones. They are very distracting in our courtroom. No flash photography or videography is allowed. I hope you checked your program for a content warning. The aisles will be used as entrances and exits, so watch your pretty little feet. There will be one 20-minute intermission, so just hold on for your chance at the bathroom. Now sit back, relax, and enjoy your stay in purgatory.
No parent should have to bury a child. No mother should have to bury a son. Mothers are not meant to bury sons. It's not in the natural order of things. I buried my son in a potter's field, in a field of blood, an empty, acrid silence. There was no funeral. There were no mourners. His friends all absent. His father dead. His sisters refusing to attend. I discovered his body alone. I dug his grave alone. I placed him in a hole and covered him with dirt and rock alone. I did not finish burying him before sundown, and I don't know if that affected his fate. I begrudge God none of this. I do not curse him or bemoan my lot, and though my heart keeps beating only to keep breaking, I do not question why. I remember the morning my son was born like it was yesterday. The moment the midwife placed him in my arms, I was infused with a love beyond measure and understanding. I remember looking down at my son and looking up at my own mother and saying, now I understand why the sun comes up at day and the stars come out at night. I understand why rain falls gently. Now I understand, Mother. I love my son every day of his life, and I will love him ferociously long after I have stopped breathing. I'm a simple woman. I am not bright or learned. I do not read. I do not write. My opinion is not solicited. My voice is not important. On the day of my son's birth, I was infused with a love beyond measure and understanding. The world tells me that God is in heaven and that my son is in hell. But I tell the world the one true thing that I know. That if my son is in hell, then there is no heaven. Because if my son sits in hell, then there is no God.
Between heaven and hell, there is another place. This place, Hope. Hope is located right here in downtown Purgatory.
Next case.
Contrary to popular belief, Purgatory has plumbing, bodegas, even got a movie theater, and a little park people can walk their dogs at. Hope. It ain't got none of that, and it definitely don't smell good.
Next case, bailiff.
I worked here in Hope for 2.5 years. That's how I got these wings. I wouldn't trade nothing for these wings. I can fly with these wings. At night, I fly down to Earth and I watch my littlest baby boy sleep. He's 7 and he's got a picture of me on his wall, right in between Shaquille O'Neal and the Incredible Hulk. And then I go fly uptown to the window of my oldest baby girl's house and I watch my grandchild, little bit, sleep. Most nights I can see my oldest baby girl, Tanya, with her feet in a pot of hot water, always studying books. And I stick around until I see her man, Winston, come home late at night from work, always with a hamburger or a muffin for my baby girl. Winston's love for my baby girl, all over his face. I was wrong about him. I always thought he was shifty. When I return to heaven, I tell my husband, Delane, all about it. Delane don't like to fly, but he likes to hear the stories, and he likes how I look when I come home from Earth, all windblown. Now, hope. It changes with the times, but it has always stood as God's gift to the last of his children. It is said that every civilization rearranges the cosmic furniture differently. In biblical times, hope was an oasis in the desert. In medieval times, a shack free of plague. Today, hope is no longer a place of contemplation. Litigation being the new preferred order of the day.
Where's my damn favor?
Here, sir.
Well, then call the next damn case.
Yes, sir. God in the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Thorstein the Implacable, motion to appeal.
Denied. Next case.
God in the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Henry Wayne Masters.
No.
Okay, God in the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Benedict Arnold.
Oh, hell no.
God in the Kingdom of Heaven and Earth versus Judas Iscariot.
Judas Iscariot. Who brings this crap before me?
Your Honor, my name is Fabiana Aziza Cunningham.
I never heard of you.
I live in purgatory.
Well, you should have kept your legs closed. Motion denied. Next case.
Your Honor, I have a writ signed by St. Peter at the gates of heaven.
Next case.
But I have a writ.
She's got a writ, sir.
Excuse me?
Just saying, the lady, she's got a writ.
Hey.
sir.
Let's set up a little signal between the two of us, okay?
Okay.
Good. Now, when I come to court dressed as Ethel Merman in a one-piece bathing suit, that'll be my signal to you that I want your opinion.
Yes, sir.
Next case.
But what about the writ, sir?
What's your name, bailiff?
Julius of Outer Mongolia.
You're on work release from purgatory, Julius, correct?
Yes, sir.
Want to get to heaven someday? Eat fried chicken and mashed potatoes? Feel the sun on your face?
Yes, sir. Absolutely, sir.
Then call the next damn case.
Yes, sir.
Good. Have a lollipop.
Thank you, sir.
Next case.
But like the writ.
Bailiff.
Your Honor, if I may,
Who speaks before me?
it is I, Yusuf Ekbaraziz on the Sargamel Alpha Yumi.
Who the hell are you?
An attorney, great sir, willing and able to prosecute this sham of a case and defend the kingdom of heaven and earth from the big shenanigan of this so-called writ, eminently great sir. Look no further, Your Honor. Yusuf Ekbaraziz on the Sargamel Alpha Yumi is a beacon for justice.
Beacon, eh?
May I approach you?
The bench, not me.
Yes, the bench, absolutely. And what a lovely bench it is. Splendid and sturdy as the great derriere that rests upon it. Your Honor, I received wind of this so-called writ several weeks ago. I have been preparing night and day to refute the allegations it contains.
Your Honor, let the record reflect I have no opposition to Mr. Al-Fayoumi here.
Speak when spoken to.
Do not bait this great man, lady. He presided over the appeal of Attila the Hun, when you were nothing more than a cheap shot of whiskey on your great-great-grandfather's first unpaid bar tab.
Well said.
Forgive the outburst.
You got a license to practice, Mr. Elfajita?
A license? A license, yes. Submitted for your scrupulously discerning approval, eminently great sir.
Sir,
Yeah.
his name's Al-Fayoumi.
What?
You called him El-Fajita?
Just give me my glasses.
Your...
My other glasses.
Most worshipful Lord and Master, very tiny problem. My license, I seem to have left it in my other suit. I can rush back to hell to retrieve it.
From hell, are you?
I'm temporarily detained. A problem with my papers.
You sure about that?
I'm quite sure, Your Grace. I attribute the mix-up to the Americanization of the afterlife. Completely understandable in lieu of recent events.
Hard man.
Yes, Your Eminence. As are you, great sir.
Cunningham, let me see this writ.
Here, Your Honor.
You have great legs, Fabiana. Free for dinner, perhaps?
Cunningham, this writ is garbage.
Your Honor, my
Your
client...
client is Judas Iscariot. Your client sold out the Son of God, for Christ's sake.
Your Honor, that has no bearing on...
Cunningham, Judas Iscariot committed the one unforgivable sin. Everybody knows
The
it.
sin of despair!
And then he did the world a favor and hung himself.
From the olive branch, the coward!
Next case.
Your Honor, that writ you hold in your hand is signed by St. Peter.
Yeah, well, I know Peter, and he's prone to error, believe me. And he's rash.
Rash, absolutely. A little place called the Garden of Gethsemane ring a bell, Fabiana? When the authorities came to arrest Jesus after your client sold him out with a kiss, what did Peter do?
I know what he did.
Well, know what again! Peter took out his sword and started cutting off the ears of authority. Can you imagine? Jesus had to correct him, put the ears back on. It was a big mess, really.
Next case.
But, Your Honor...
Next case.
Come, Fabiana, dinner and a sensual massage. It will soothe you.
Your Honor, I cite Beatitudes and Kierkegaard. I cite Christ on the cross.
I cite my foot in your ass, Cunningham.
I cite Hegel. Within every idea, thesis, is contained its contradiction, antithesis. And out of that struggle is created synthesis. Synthesis, Your Honor, the union of opposites, their interdependence and their inevitable clash, producing what's next, what must be revealed. God's perfect love versus God's rightful justice equals what, Your Honor?
Out of my courtroom.
The synthesis of love and justice can produce only mercy and forgiveness, Your Honor. If a just God sits in heaven, it can fall no other way.
Next case.
But, Your Honor...
Next case. Next case. Next case. Next case. Crazy Nick, bitch.
All right now, people, cue them trumpets and dancing camels.
Yeah!
Thanks, boys. Hey, y'all. Now, this is the part of the story where if it wasn't for me, there would be no more parts of the fucking story, okay? My name is Monica, better known to you mere mortals as Saint Monica. Yeah, that's right, Saint. As you better not get up in my grill because I messed your shit up because I'm a saint and I got mad Satan connects, okay? You ever drove down Santa Monica Boulevard? You ever ate some sushi down at the Santa Monica Pier? Well, that's my boulevard and that's my pier. That's all I gotta say about that. Word to the wise, and word is most definitely B-O-N-D Bonds. Anyways, let me catch my breath. Anyways, I've been having a lot of people don't want to hang with me because they say I'm a nag. It's true, and you know what I say about that? I say fuck them bitches, because you know what? I am a nag. And if I wasn't a nag, I would have never been to be no saint, and the church would have never had no father of the church named St. Augustine, because I birthed that motherfucker, raised him, and when he started acting up like all the time and constantly, I nagged God's ass to save him. I nagged and nagged and nagged and nagged till God got so tired of my shit that he did save my son. And my son, St. Augustine, he started begging whores and sipping on some wine, and he became learned. So fucking learned that he's known as one of the fathers of the church. And you can look that shit up. Go ahead, look it up right now. I'll wait. That's right, I'm up in this motherfucker, father of the church. Not applying to everything. So if I hadn't been a nag, all y'all niggas would have been a bastard church. So sip on that, bitches. Anyways, let me catch my breath. All right, as a result of my reputation of having God's ear, a lot of motherfuckers pray to me. I got 3 full-time assistants just to sit through it all. Long story short, I was asked to look into the case of Judas Iscariot by this Irish gypsy lawyer bitch of purgatory named Cunningham. She wanted me to do some nagging of God on Judas's behalf. And quite frankly, I was impressed by her nagging abilities. This bitch nagged my ass day and night for 40 days. But I don't nag for just anybody. And I definitely don't nag for no motherfucker I don't know. So I went down and checked out Judas for myself. He looked fucking retarded. He wasn't talking nothing. He didn't seem to hear me, and I'm not someone who has a problem expressing myself. I figured he was faking, so I did this. Yo, Judas, Yo, you deaf motherfucker, wake up. I smacked the bitch around a little bit. Yo, Helen Keller, don't fret. I know you can hear me. Then I started snapping on his ass. Yo, Judas, you got change for 30 pieces of silver, motherfucker? Yo, Judas, how much that haircut cost? 30 pieces of silver? Yo, Judas, why so hung up? Come on, let's hang out. Come on, bitch, go out on a limb. Want an olive? Come on, motherfucker, have an olive. Want to go to Olive Garden restaurant? I heard they got good olive oil there. Alright, fine, Judas. Come on, what do you say you and me go down in the bar and betray some motherfuckers? What do you say? I know you like betraying. What's up? What's up? You ain't in the mood to betray today? Alright, fine, motherfucker. We can just hang. Okay. Get it? Do you get it? What's the matter? Hungry? How about some supper? You want some supper, motherfucker? I'm yum yum. I couldn't break him. So I sat down next to him. I sat with Judas Iscariot for 3 days. And on the third day, something happened. While I was resting my vocal cords, I saw something unexpected. I saw a single tear fall out of Judas's eye. Just one. And when that tear hit the ground, I saw it was red like a ruby. So I looked into his eyes, like this. He couldn't look at me. Or he just looked through me, I couldn't tell. His eyes was empty, he barely breathed. He was like a catatonic statue of a former human being. And I detected sadness. Paralyzing, immobilizing, overwhelming sadness. This sadness ran through him like a river that had froze up and died, and no one lived there no more. After a while, I didn't know what else to do. So I thought I'd just hold him in my arms for like a minute and warm him up before I left. I held him in my arms for 4 days. And on the third day, I remember how Jesus had said that God has the biggest love for the least of his creatures. And Judas was the leastest creature I had ever seen. On the fourth day, Judas dropped another single tear. It was clear-colored this time, and it evaporated into the earth on impact. He trembled briefly, then froze up again. I had seen enough. I took off my outer garments and I left them for him so he could smell something human. I collected my tears in a bucket and I poured it over his face so he could taste the salt. And then I went home and I got on the horn of God. I dialed direct, yo. Some people call it being a nag. I call it doing my job. I gotta call it, y'all. Y'all should try giving me a shot if you ever need it. Because my name is Saint Monica. I'm the mother of Saint Augustine, one of the fathers of the church. And you know what? My ass gets results.
Next case.
God and the kingdom of heaven and earth versus Judas Iscariot.
Bailiff.
She got a Ritz.
Bailiff.
Oh my God.
I feel delivered, motherfuckers. Peace.
Ow!
Here's the rate, Your Honor. Note the signature at the bottom.
Bailiff, where's El Fajita?
Present and accounted for, and dripping with anticipation to defend with marvelous cunning and great relish the kingdom of heaven and earth and your great service against the Satan-spawned traitor Judas Iscariot and his beguiling yet outlandishly misguided counsel, most eminently great and rakishly handsome great sir.
Cunningham, I do not like it when lawyers go over my head.
You gave me no choice.
Objection, your honor! As human beings, we always have a choice. Motion to strike.
Mr. El Fahuma, you are aware that the trial hasn't actually begun yet, right?
Oh, yes, of course. I was merely... yes, sir.
Fabiana Aziza Cunningham. Is that right?
It is.
Where's the red hair and freckles, Cunningham?
My mother was a Romanian gypsy who settled in
think it's only fair that I tell you some things about myself, things that may perhaps inspire you to take your little mission elsewhere. For example, I strongly dislike tapioca pudding.
Tapioca, the worst! I spit on it!
Sit down. But even more than tapioca, Cunningham, I dislike the following. Defense attorneys, as a rule, half-breeds in general, and Judas Iscariot is anything more than a cautionary tale. Now, is that a problem for you?
No.
You ever met God, Cunningham?
I don't know that I believe in God.
You just handed me a writ signed by him, yet you don't know if you believe?
Correct.
Well, what if God were to appear to you, Cunningham, just one day? Boom! God! White robe, flowing beard, the whole rack of lamb.
Your Honor.
And what if you were to go home tonight, Cunningham, and Jesus Christ himself were to greet you at your door with a dozen Krispy Kremes, a quart of cold milk, and say, Cunningham, Fabiana, it's me. I really am that thing you've always feared more than doubted. What would you do?
Your Honor.
And what if you were to let him in, Cunningham, and you sat down with the man for, say, just 3 minutes, and you could touch him, inspect him, and interrogate him all you want, and have him perform miracles, and tell you the exact story of your life. And you ended up convinced, Cunningham, wiping away tears of joy and relief from your living room couch. If he proved it to you, Cunningham, would you believe then?
If he proved it, I suppose I would have to.
After only 3 minutes?
But Your Honor, that would never happen.
Oh, Cunningham, you're the cynical, faithless spawn of a crackpot gypsy and a defrocked Mick. Yet you just told me that Jesus would have you on your knees in 3 minutes. So, consider this. Your friend Judas, he had Jesus for 3 years. Think about that, Cunningham. 3 years in a foxhole with the best friend he ever had. Then he shot him in the back for a pack of cools. Think what that says about the essential character of a man. Now go home and stir that into your wee gypsy teapot. Petition's invalid. Motion denied. Next case.
Pure genius. I am erect.
Your Honor, this petition is signed by God.
Yeah, but it's not signed by your client now, is it?
My client is catatonic. He's incapable of signing.
Well, if he's catatonic, then how do you know he wants an appeal in the first place?
Who wouldn't want to appeal eternal damnation?
Someone who is aware of his own self-inflicted erosion of the capacity to be filled by grace. Someone too prideful to ask for forgiveness in the face of the fiery furnace. Or maybe he don't bother asking because he knows he don't deserve it.
Your Honor, the only person who needs forgiveness is the one who doesn't deserve it.
Well, then let him out.
I'm asking for him.
Out of my courtroom, sister, and may God have mercy on your blasted, arrogant soul. Now get thee uptown, woman. Stop your rabble-rousing and get humble, because you ain't going to get to heaven by trying to dismantle the natural order of things that the good Lord has so thoughtfully put together.
Your Honor, are you a citizen of heaven?
Bailiff, remove this woman.
You live here with us. You know no more about God's law than anyone else in this court.
My papers are pending. I'll be up there any day now.
Your papers have been pending since 1864, Your Honor. That's 140 years.
If there's an insinuation at the end of that statement, Cunningham, I suggest you don't make it.
Not an insinuation, Your Honor, but a question. If the truth really does set us free, then what is it, Your Honor, that is progressively precluding your capacity to respond to the call of that truth? Because 140 years suggests to me that you are moving not closer, but farther and farther away from it every day.
What the hell does Judas Iscariot have to do with my truth, Cunningham? I didn't hang myself from some olive branch.
Not from an olive branch, but on a battlefield in northern Georgia in 1864. Allatoona. And the tree, oak, I believe. Your Honor, I have to wonder what your honest answer will be when you are someday asked how different you are now from that day when you died.
Tomorrow morning, 9 a.m. That work for you?
It does.
Put it on the docket.
Docket?
Just write it down. Anything else? Fabiana, Aziza, Cunningham?
No, Your Honor.
Next fucking case.
Fear not, your grace. I shall slay this fallen woman as the crocodile slays the one-legged newt.
Next case, next case, next case, next case.
Very little is actually known about Judas Iscariot. Oh, this is my fellow jury member, Loretta on Earth. She's currently on life support. Hi. Hello. Have they figured whether you're coming or going yet?
Not really. Any day now, they say.
Loretta, you smoke cigarettes?
Oh, not unconscious on a respirator.
Yeah. But you got one for me?
Maybe in my clutch. Oh, here.
Snap! A Newport. You're my girl now. You got a light?
It's a NASCAR lighter.
Ooh. Woo! Anyways, about Judas. Not a lot is known, except he was chosen to be an apostle. He betrayed Jesus, and they hung himself, which is not a lot to go on, especially since we're meant to rely on facts.
You know, I had an uncle. Can I say this?
Go ahead.
When I was a little girl, my drunk Uncle Pino used to like to go around saying,
Shit. Don't do no, not the stairs, Pino. Don't do it. Yeah.
I believe it is absurd. It is certain because it is impossible.
What did he mean by that?
no clue, but I really think that...
we're
Oh, wait, hold up. Now, that is Butch Honeywell. And, unlike Loretta, he's definitely dead. And, also unlike Loretta, he has no real interest in finding that out. So, Butch, we miss anything in there?
Just some crap about the essential paradox of man and how we refuse to juxtapose the absolute to the relative. Some such about paradox is an ontological definition that expresses the relation between an individual cognitive spirit and absolute truth. You know, bullshit. Hey, listen, they passed out the lunch menus while you were gone. I ordered you guys the combo club with fritters.
Really, awesome. Thanks, Butch.
Right this way, ladies.
Next witness.
Great, magnificent sir, the prosecution now calls Henrietta Iscariot, mother of Judas Iscariot, to the stand.
State your name, ma'am.
Henrietta Iscariot.
Yes, good day, Miss Iscariot. You know, I must admit, Miss Iscariot, you're a very well-built woman. Would it be fair to say your cup runneth over?
All the Iscariots are buxom, if that's what you mean.
My meaning exactly. Now then, can you recall Judas Iscariot as an infant being prone to stealing more than his fair share of milk from your deliciously well-apportioned bosom?
Can't recall that, no.
Very well, but can you recall this? I take you back to the year 8. You were a single parent raising many children, Judas being the eldest and the man of the family. You sent him out fishing to get food for you and his poor starving sisters. What happened next?
Do I have to answer?
Just tell the truth, ma'am.
Judas didn't come home till late that night. I waited by the fire. I was worried. He was only 8. I was concerned that maybe the Romans had detained him for shoplifting again.
Shoplifter, so please the court.
But then he did come home.
Hi, Mommy.
Judas, I was so worried.
Look what I got, Mommy. A spinning top.
Did you catch any fish? Your sisters are weeping with hunger.
Weeping, your great sir, weeping and wailing.
I caught 5 fish, Mommy.
But where are they?
Well, I sold them in the market, and I got this spinning top. Look how it spins, Mommy.
Judas Iscariot, I am ashamed of you.
But Mommy...
Selfish boy, you will come to no good.
Selfish boy, you will come to no good. Was that your statement at that time?
But he was only 8.
8 and too late! Nothing further, Your Honor.
Cross.
No, thank you.
I wasn't talking to you.
Miss Iscariot, what happened the next day?
Judas ran away that night, so I searched for him all day. Later in the afternoon, I observed the following.
Hi.
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 My name's Judas. What's yours?
Matthias of Galilee.
Hey, I've got an idea.
Uh-huh.
How about you go home and get your spinning top,
Uh-huh.
and when you get back with your spinning top, we can play Battle of the Spinning Top.
I don't got a spinning top.
Oh,
I wish I had one. All my friends got one, except me.
yeah, that's rough. I used to not have one too.
All the other kids, they call me sissy pants because I don't got a spinning top.
You should ask your mommy to buy you one.
I don't got a mommy.
Ask your daddy then.
Oh, well, I got a daddy, but he's very stern. He, don't believe in spinning tops, so I can't ever get one.
Wow.
You probably think I'm a sissy pants, too.
No! Hey man, don't cry.
It's really hard to get through life without a spinning top, you know?
You want to try mine?
For real?
Here.
Oh, wow! Nobody in Galilee got a spinning top like this. That's a wicked cool spinning top, Judas.
I picked it out myself.
Oh boy, your father, he must really love you in order to get you a most definitely dope spinning top as this.
My father's dead.
What?
The Romans killed him.
Oh, yeah. The Romans, they took all our goats last month, so now we got no money for nothing, even food. So my daddy, he made me go to the butcher to ask bones for my dog, but I don't got a dog, and the butcher knows I don't got a dog, but he gives me the bones anyway because he takes pity on me. And then I bring them home, and my dad makes soup out of them, and it tastes really bad. And my grandma says my dad's pride is wounded because he can't earn no money because the Romans took our goats, and I can't get a spinning top, and everything's messed up. Ooh, uh-oh.
What?
I gotta go home now. I gotta be home by 6. My daddy's very stern.
Oh, okay.
Thank you for letting me play with your spinning top. Maybe my dad will get some more goats, and then I can get a spinning top, and then I can come back. I can spin tops with you, and we can play spinning tops together, because that was fun.
The sad boy started to leave. Then,
Wait. Here,
What?
you can have it.
I can have your spinning top?
Yeah.
For real?
Yeah.
Whoa! Oh, wow, Dad! Oh, thank you, Judas.
when people ask me who my son was, I tell them that story.
Thank you, Miss Iscariot. The witness is excused.
Not so fast. Mrs. Iscariot, the Roman authorities picked up your son the very next day for stealing a blind man's staff, correct? A blind man's staff which he later pawned to Omar the baker for, oh, it says here, cotton candy and a royal blue spinning top, correct? Correct? Is that correct, Mrs. Iscariot?
I don't know, it was so long ago.
Speak into the microphone!
There is no microphone!
Yes! This is true. Your Honor, we have reason to believe that the staff-deprived blind man in question was later run over by a rabid Judean camel. Here is the death certificate. No further questions.
Next witness.
Great, magnificent, sir. The prosecution now calls the incomparable Mother Teresa to the stand.
Name?
Did you say something?
Name.
What?
State your name, ma'am.
10:45. Okay.
Mother, over here.
Who's that?
It is I, Mother. Remember me?
Oh, yes, handsome boy. Hello.
Hello. How are you?
What? Speak louder, boy.
I said, how are you?
What?
I said, how are you?
Judge, bailiff, I believe we do have a hearing device for Mother Teresa.
Bailiff, get the device.
I believe you have the device, sir.
What?
Put these on, ma'am.
What? are tricking me, no?
Yes, I was tricky.
God.
Yes, very bad scandal, I know.
Your Honor, the prosecution is through flirting with the beatified iconic virgin. We could perhaps begin.
Yes, Mr. Alpha, move on. Contact has been established. Can we get on with the please?
And without further hesitation, Your Grace, forgive me the delay. I was simply enamored to be in her beatific presence. I love Mother Teresa, grade 1, really. In Christian Egypt, she is a great star. As a young boy, I used to don a towel in my mother's nightgown and stalk the back streets of Cairo, looking for dying things to comfort and salve. Mother, I love you. Really, I do. You're the oasis. You're the light.
Do we need to take a moment here, Counselor?
Yes, Your Honor. Perhaps we do.
5-minute recess. Adjourned.
My name's Peter. They got a basilica named after me in Rome. Which is ironic, because back in the day, if you even said the word Rome in my presence, more than likely I'd beat you with my stick. I even had a standing rule on my fishing boat. Talk about Rome, your ass can swim home alone. I had to have these kind of rules down strong, because, my brother Drew and his friends, they just like talking about overthrowing Rome and they're coming to the Messiah, and I'm like, look, fellas, unless your Messiah is going to come down here and help us catch some fish, then you need to put your undivided focus on these damn nets. Then, one day, Drew doesn't turn up for work, and he comes up to me at the shore at the end of the day when I'm taking my boat back in, talking about, this is Jesus, bro. He's the Messiah. I ain't fishing no more. I'm just going to follow him. And this Jesus, who, resembles a Messiah about as much as I resemble a ballerina in a tutu, strides on up to me and says, catch any fish today? I says, no, Jesus, I did not catch any fish today. Then he says, take your boat back out to the sea, you go and catch some fish. And so I do, and I take Jesus out with me, intending to throw his ass overboard. Then he says, cast your nets wide and deep. And so I do, and all I could say is I'm the best damn commercial fisherman there is. Ain't nobody knew the sea, the tides, better than I did. There were no fish out in that sea. It was all in my nets. Then, Jesus said, follow me, and I'll make you a fisher of men. And what I didn't know then was I'd never see the sea again.
My name is Matthew. I was a Jewish tax collector for the empire. My job was to take the food out of your mouth and see it shipped off to Rome. Roman tax was exorbitant and non-negotiable. If you had 6 geese, I took 3. If you had a flock of sheep, I took 50%. If you had only 1 sheep, I cut that sheep in half. If you had no sheep, I took a child, your child, and had him or her sold into slavery to settle your debt to the emperor. This is not a made-up story. This is history. This is fact. We were a conquered nation, and I was a traitor to my people. I was a Jew, stealing from Jews. According to our laws, I was a sinner and a traitor. I was unclean, unfit to be gazed upon. That's who I was.
I hated your ass to look at it.
And I looked at you, Peter, as a dumb, ignorant fisherman.
And I looked at you, Matthew, as something I can't say in mixed company.
Oh. I was a scumbag.
Yeah, true that.
I was a scumbag. And it was against the law to look me in the eye. Jesus, he looked me in my eye. That's all he did. He looked me in my eye and he said, follow me. And before I knew it, I had. And before we broke bread that night, I was clean again. I was clean. Thank you.
Fayamo, we ready to proceed?
Yes, absolutely. Forgive me the delay. Mother Teresa, I will not take up too much of your time, and of course, you need no introduction.
I don't mind.
Very well. Mother Teresa, you are a soon-to-be canonized saint and a recipient for the Nobel Prize for Peace. You are from Albania, which tells me you know how to handle a firearm, but from the age of 12, you desired to serve God. At 18, you entered the convent, and at 21, you left for the slums of Calcutta, where, soon after, you began ministering to the sick and dying, which you did with generosity, love, mercy, and grace every single day for the rest of your life until the day you died, correct?
Yes.
Mother, I brought you to the stand today for a very specific purpose.
And what is that?
Yes, I'm coming to it. Mother, your life and subsequent canonization suggest to me that you know a thing or two about God and the life of the Spirit, correct?
I know what I know. What do you want to know?
Mother, is there a hell?
I hope not, but I think so.
Judas Iscariot, he is in hell, yes?
We can't never know for sure, but it don't look good.
Should we feel sorry for the people in hell?
Oh, very sorry, yes.
Does God feel sorry for someone in hell?
Oh, more sorry than us, yes.
But if God was so sorry, why not invite the damned upstairs, correct? 3 hots in a cot, correct? I mean, surely God has that power.
Boy, God can lead us anywhere, but some people, they don't want to go. If people don't want to go, what are you going to do?
But surely these people do not prefer to be in hell.
You'd be surprised. You know what despair is, boy.
Mother, illuminate me.
I would tell you what Thomas Merton, another handsome boy like yourself, I would tell you what that boy had to say about despair. You may not know this, but for a time, I suffered a great spiritual darkness.
Oh no, not you.
Quiet now, boy. Yes. For many, many years, I suffered a terrible pain of loss, of God not wanting me, of God not being God, of God not really existing. I confided my feelings to a friend, a fellow nun, an Irish nun, Sister Zildoretto, Dublin, Ireland, and my friend, Sister Glenna. She quoted to me Thomas Merton on the subject of despair. She said,
Despair is the ultimate development of a void so great and so stiff-necked that it selects the absolute misery of damnation rather than accept happiness from the hands of God and thereby acknowledge that He is above us and that we are not capable of fulfilling our destiny by ourselves.
do you understand what I am saying?
Oh, can you repeat it?
Yes, sure.
Despair is the ultimate development of a void so great and so stiff-necked that it selects the absolute misery of damnation rather than accept happiness from the hands of God and thereby acknowledge that He is above us and that we are not capable of fulfilling our destiny by ourselves.
Yes, I think I see.
Judas succumbed to despair. But the music of God's love and grace continued to play, but he made himself hard of hearing. Like me, no, I need this earphone device in order to hear. Without it, I no hear nothing. Judas threw his earphones away. It is very sad, but that is what he chose, and that is what happened.
But couldn't God have simply obtained a megaphone and shouted instructions into Judas Iscariot's ear?
Boy, one must participate in one's own salvation. In order to hear, one must be willing to listen. Turn off God, you say, I know better than you. No good, boy. No good.
No good indeed. Mother, you are a ravishing delight, and I thank you for your astute and expert testimony.
Cross?
Mother Teresa, upon receiving your Nobel Prize, did you say to the world, quote, the biggest obstacle to global peace in the world today is abortion?
Yes, I said that.
Do you actually believe that?
Yes, I do.
You accepted large cash donations from the Duvalier family in Haiti, correct?
Yes.
Duvalier being a dictator who murdered and stole from his people?
Gave, I took.
Blood money?
Oh no, cashier's check.
You also took money from Charles Keating, the savings and loan scam artist who robbed American citizens of billions of dollars.
For the poor, I took.
are murderers and thieves, and oppose taking a stance against anti-Semitism. I'm having trouble understanding why we're supposed to consider you an expert on anything having to do with the Spirit.
Oh, Jess?
Yes.
Perhaps you'd better figure it out.
I had 2 abortions, Mother Teresa. What do you think about that?
I will pray for you and for your children.
I don't have any children.
Not anymore, and that is terrible.
Mother Teresa, if abortion is so terrible, then how come I'm not in hell?
I don't know. Did anybody tell you you weren't?
Must be nice to have all the answers.
It must be hard to have only questions.
I can live with my questions, Mother Teresa, but if you can live with those answers, then with all due respect, I'd say your place is not in heaven with the saints, but with the rest of the dinosaurs living in the Stone Age. Nothing further.
Mother, I wonder if you would join me in wondering just who the hell defense counsel thinks he's speaking like that to?
Everybody want to say something.
Yes.
Nobody want to listen nothing.
Yes, and on that well-struck note, Mother, I think we should go back and
I
review.
go now.
But I'm not finished.
I go now.
As you wish, Mother, and I think we should all
Why?
Yes, Mother.
Perhaps you give earphone device to girl. This way, perhaps she hears something to make her head don't hurt no more.
There's nothing wrong with my head.
Stand down, Cunningham.
Nice boy. Handsome boy.
Let me go. Defense calls Simon the Zealot to the stand.
Name?
Simon the Zealot.
You were one of the 12 apostles, Simon, correct?
Yep.
And you were a zealot.
Yeah.
Was Judas Iscariot a zealot?
Well, he didn't go to the meetings or nothing. But yeah, he was pretty much a zealot if you ask me.
Zealots being Jews seeking an end to the violent oppression of the Roman occupation, correct?
Actually, not exactly, no.
Are you saying the zealots were in favor of the occupation?
Nah, not at all. We hated the Romans. Absolutely. We wanted their pagan asses hit the curb running and bloody. But we was also opposed to any Gentiles in Palestine. Greek, Roman, whoever. What a zealot was really about was promoting the strict adherence to the Mosaic law.
Mosaic law being
The law of Moses. The Torah. That's the whole bag right there, miss. Get rid of the bad seeds and unite the people under the holy law of God. We was basically the street version of Caiaphas the Elder. Except we had knives and shit. And we thought Caiaphas was soft.
soft how?
With the Romans. He was a bit of a politician, you know?
And what was life like under Roman rule?
Where are you from, miss?
New York.
Ah, okay. So, just imagine New York got taken over by, like, violent devil-worshipping cannibals who spit on your laws, stole all your money, took your women and children as slaves, and put giant swastikas on your bridges, tunnels, libraries, and civic institutions. And anybody that complained got nailed naked to a piece of wood in Times Square, left to be eaten by rats, shit on by pigeons, until the weight of their bodies asphyxiated them to death. That's what it was like.
And you thought Jesus was going to change that, didn't you?
We all did.
Change it how?
Roll them out. That's what the Messiah was supposed to do.
But he didn't do that, did he?
Nah.
And yet he was capable of it, wasn't he? You saw him perform miracles, raise people from the dead.
It was a bit of a conundrum, yeah.
Were you at the disturbance at the temple?
Yeah?
What did you think about that?
You kidding? I loved it. Judas, too. Man, we all did. We thought it was on, you know?
On meeting,
The beginning of the revolution.
but it wasn't, was it?
Ah.
What happened after the riot at the temple?
Jesus had us all retreat to this house, and he was like, I'm going to die soon, so let's just chill.
Must have been very disappointed.
It was confusing. I mean, whack out shit, man. 1 minute, Jesus is beating infidels down. I'm talking fists and whips. Jesus was whooping ass, knocking out teeth, screaming he's going to tear down the temple. And the next, he's all passive. And we're all like, we invested 3 years in this guy. And now he's just going to lay down? It didn't seem to make no sense.
Simon, why do you think Judas Iscariot turned Jesus into the authorities?
What I think, Judas was trying to throw Jesus into the deep end of the pool, make him swim.
Judas was testing Jesus?
Not testing, because we all knew Jesus had mad skills to pass the test.
What then?
Listen, I know Judas pretty good. He was pretty down
and a helping hand, yes?
Yeah.
You know, Zealot, I think you're right. Because I know for me, if my best friend were to sell me out and betray me for a roll of quarters, causing me to be beaten, gouged, mangled, and whipped, and later strung up and left to bake in the hot Judean sun until I resembled a shriveled up, bearded Frankfurter, I think that my first thought as I gasped for breath and bled to death would be, wow, that Judas, what a helpful guy. I must remember to send him a thank you note. Simon and Zealot, let's talk turkey. You and Judas were friends, yes?
Yeah.
You thought the same way?
Yes.
You wanted the same things?
Yeah.
Wanted them desperately?
Yeah.
Then why, Zealot, did you not do as Judas did? If you truly believed what you believed and thought what you thought, why did you not join Judas or seek to betray Jesus on your own? Can you explain me this? I don't know. Protecting a friend, that is admirable. Zealot, tell me. Jesus never said that it was his mission to overthrow the Romans, correct?
Not exactly.
You
no.
wanted it to be the mission. You even thought it was the mission, but it wasn't really the mission, was it?
I guess not.
How is it that you came to understand that violence was not part of Jesus' mission, but Judas never did?
I couldn't say.
Answer me this. What was your inner life like before meeting Jesus of Nazareth? I don't have to remind you to be honest here, do I?
Nah. I was consumed with anger. Jesus. You saved my life.
Man of zeal, final question. Do you believe, as it says in the Bible, that God created man in his own image?
I do.
Of course you do, Zealot. Of course you do. And therein lies the difference between you and Judas Iscariot. The difference I posit between you and Judas is that you accepted that you were created in God's image, whereas Judas, he sought to create God into his own image. God as earthly avenger, which was not God's way. And even though you were scared, Zealot, even though you were angry and hurt and confused, still you chose to obey God, didn't you?
I guess I got lucky.
Not indeed. Simon the Zealot, there is something beautiful about you, and that is your modesty. You're a God-fearing man. Go now. Be free.
Jesus never proclaimed himself to be God, Simon, correct?
Nah, he never did.
What did Jesus say to Judas at the Last Supper?
He said, do what you gotta do.
Sounds like Jesus approved.
Maybe.
But if you were Judas, Simon, and doing what you had to do ended up getting you thrown into despair and hanging from a tree and then sent to hell to live in misery and infamy in perpetuity, if you were Judas, wouldn't you have kind of wished that Jesus had maybe said something else instead?
Yes, I very much would, counselor.
Would it kind of make you feel like you got fucked?
Objection! Language! A foul mouth is a dirty bird!
I withdraw the question.
I would have felt like you said, though.
Thank you, Simon. Nothing further.
Next witness.
Most Reverend Senor, with your magisterial permission, the prosecution now calls Satan, Prince of Darkness, to this stand.
Name?
Fabiana Aziza Cunningham, right?
Lou.
I've been keeping the light on for you, Cunningham.
Come on now, Lou. Have a seat. We can get started here.
You never change, Frank, do you?
I suppose I don't.
I like that about you. Now say, how's Wilhelmina doing? And the girls?
I wouldn't know. Now just park your chassis in that caboose there, if you would, please.
Of course. Apologize. Fire away.
Bailiff.
I was helping out.
Let's just proceed. El Fayumi, proceed.
Yes, absolutely. How are you today, Satan?
Well, long night, but no regrets.
How things? Partying with the decadent and debauched?
Oh, God, was it show.
Oh, no, not at all.
I tell you, I could barely make it to my double session Pilates this morning. If it weren't for the good genes, I'd be raising with tits and a perm.
Really, you do look good, Satan. I must admit, you have a remarkable physique.
Oh, thank you. So do you.
Thank you. Yes, I make exercises. No horns and tail today, Satan?
No.
At the dry cleaners, I suppose?
Yes.
Oh, I must admit, flavor of the dam, your candor is quite refreshing.
As is yours.
Your jacket, Prince of Evil, really, it is smart.
Oh, you like it?
Yes, it's beautiful, really. Is it Armani?
Gucci.
Gucci, yes. Very elegant. And your trousers? They are Gucci as well.
Yeah.
They have a lovely sheen. Anyway, let's begin, shall we?
I am at your service.
I appreciate that.
And I appreciate your appreciation.
So anyway, Dark One, tell me, did you have any conversations with Judas Iscariot prior to him selling out Jesus Christ?
No, I did not.
And you're sure about that?
Quite sure, yes.
Never entered into him, as I believe Luke's gospel puts it?
No.
And again, we are quite sure of that?
Ask my main squeeze, Sheila. If I had entered into Judas Iscariot, trust me, you would have felt my considerable presence, if you know what I mean.
Yes. You and Jimmy Woods, I've heard the rumors. So it would be safe to say then that the devil didn't make him do it.
Absolutely. Unless, of course, there's some other devil running around that I don't know about.
Yes, very funny, Satan. Really, you are quite charming. But again, I must ask you, you did nothing, Satan, to sway Judas Iscariot into betraying Jesus of Nazareth, Prince of Peace, correct?
Correct.
Not even a tiny nudge?
Honestly, he didn't require nudging. Judas was a gimme. Happens like that sometimes.
A gimme, yes. A bad seed.
Yes.
And what about after he did the deadly deed? Did you speak with the savior betrayer then?
I spoke to him, yeah.
Care to share?
Not a problem. I appeared to Mr. Iscariot at Bathsheba's Bar and Grill shortly after the night in question. I was actually in town for a guy named Abdul Mazih Haten, but he never showed. When I encountered Mr. Iscariot, he appeared to have already taken full advantage of the happy hour. Oh, hello, friend. How are you this evening?
How am I this evening? What are you, a fucking maitre d', man?
The name's Clementine. Clementine of Cappadocia.
Yeah, well, why don't you go home and fuck your mother, Cappadocia, okay?
Cappadocia.
What?
It's Cappadocia.
Let me ask you something, Cappadocia. Do I look like someone who gives a flying fuck right now about where the fuck you're from?
I'm very sorry.
Sorry don't mean shit, dick. Take all the sorries in the world and you pile them one on top of another, and you know what you fucking got? Cappadocia. A big pile of fucking nothing, okay?
You're right.
You wanna do something about it?
No, sir.
And go fuck your mother and leave me the fuck alone.
You know what? I will. Thanks for the advice.
Hey, where are you going?
Well, it seemed like you prefer to be alone.
And why would I prefer that? What are you saying? I look like some kind of lone wolf? Like a fucking piranha, bro?
Do you mean pariah?
I mean what I mean. What do you, need a light? Like this lighter?
Very nice.
What a day, man. Expensive shit, but I got it like that.
I can see you're a man of wealth and substance. I admire that.
Wealth and substance. Don't push it. So, what's your name?
Clementine. Clementine of Cappadocia.
Clementine. Hey. Isn't that a girl's name?
Not in Cappadocia.
Well, it is here, bro. You, sure you ain't a girl, man?
Pretty sure, yeah.
Judas. Judas Iscariot. Maybe you heard of me.
Nah, man, I'm from out of town.
You never heard of me.
Nope.
Don't get around much, do you, Clementine? So, whereabouts you from, man? Egypt.
Cappadocia.
Yeah, but that's in Egypt, though, right?
No, Cappadocia's in Cappadocia.
I dig your pyramids, man. And the Sphinx? Bartender, hey, more of that Mesopotamian wine for my Nubian friend, and some dates and figs too. And you smoke opium, Clem?
Clem.
And some opium, bartender. The good stuff.
Well, you seem like a man on a mission.
Took this girl to a puppet show today, man.
Yeah? How was it?
Fucking sucked. Oh, puppets are bullshit, you know?
shall we burn puppets?
Well, you people have got the right idea over there. That Pharaoh man, he is a smart man. Yeah, man. Hey, Clammy, cheers.
Cheers.
Yeah. Oh, hey, man. That's a nice shirt. What do you pay for it?
2 pieces of silver.
2 pieces of silver. I got, 5. Here, come on. Switch shirts with me.
Oh, but I'm rather fond of this shirt.
Come on, switch shirts, switch shirts. We're buds now. Friends and shit. I'll let you be my wingman. I'll get you laid, bro.
Nice brunette.
2 brunettes and a eunuch. Come on, strip.
Oh, okay. He was so drunk he didn't even notice my distinctly satanic stench.
Yo, I dig this shirt, man. What is it? Silk?
From Cappadocia.
Silk. All right.
Your shirt is nice too.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Wow. Thanks, man. That's nice. It's been a while since I've heard something that nice. Yeah. And that is really nice, bro. Hey, if I told you something corny, you wouldn't think I was like being a dick, right?
Not at all.
So, I'm kind of mildly afraid of going to hell.
Why?
Minor incident last night. Nothing serious. A miscalculation on my part.
One thing I can tell you about hell, as an eternal destination, it's apparently vastly underrated.
Yeah?
And hell is nothing more than the absence of God, which, if you're looking for a good time, is not at all a bad thing. You want to play the lute, sing Mary, Chip, and Carpenter, that's what heaven's for. You want to rock, apparently hell's the venue.
Are there like girls down there?
Not many, but I hear they import them from developing nations on weekends. But hey, I wouldn't worry about going to hell.
Even if I did something perhaps a little controversial?
Oh, God understands.
Yeah, but don't our actions have like consequences?
Oh, come on. You really think we have a choice?
Well, don't we?
Okay. Did you pass by that fucking disgusting, stinky fucking leper on your way in here tonight?
Who, Freddy?
Freddy. Yeah. Do you think that he had a choice? Freddy's stinking it up out there, can't scratch his balls for fear of pulling out his testes, And what about what's-his-face from the old days, Job? Don't you think if Job had a choice, he would have been like, okay, God, enough, I get the fucking point?
Yeah, but Job did say that.
Yes, and what happened next, Judas? God kept right on fucking with him until Job made the only choice available, which is to quietly keep his wrinkly ass cheeks spread wider than the Red Sea until God got tired of drilling him for oil.
I guess. But say... Oh, never mind.
What?
Not important.
Come on.
Okay. Well, say someone betrayed, for example, the Messiah.
You mean the Messiah?
Yeah, let's say some idiot had a choice to betray the Messiah or not to betray him, and he chose to betray him.
Gee, I really couldn't say. What do you think?
I'd say the guy's like, fuck, right?
I really couldn't say.
Come on, Clams, I'm just asking.
Well, since you asked, I'd say that if this guy we're
Because
talking
this is just
about...
some hypo-theoretical guy here.
Right. I'd say if this clown really betrayed the Messiah, then probably it would have been better for that man if he had never been born.
Never been born.
Hey, you asked.
That's heavy, man. That's a fucking heavy trip, man. Clams.
I'm thirsty. How about you?
Fucking really heavy.
Let's get another round over here, Pops. 2 barrels of wine and a hooker menu. You okay there, man?
Clams, man. I just realized I haven't been laid in 3 years. Can you believe that? A guy like me.
3 years?
I wasted my prime, man. And then I wasted my prime after my prime.
Well, I think you'll probably get fucked tonight, bro.
Think so?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
Any need another fucking drink, man. Tonight, I'm gonna drink this fucking bar.
Hey, Judas, let me ask you something. Who is this Jesus of Nazareth guy I've been hearing about?
Jesus of Nazareth?
Yeah, I hear he's some kind of somebody.
Some kind of somebody.
What I heard.
Man, fuck that guy. He's a bitch.
Fuck that guy! He's a bitch! Your Honor, nothing further!
Cross.
Not at this time.
Boo, stick around.
I know the drill.
Meal break. 15 minutes.
Viviana, free for lunch?